but like in English, that has another name, man. I don't know.
Right.
So it's basically like making a basic version of a song just to get like the context and everything, and then taking it to the next step. So what I'm trying to argue is that while artificial intelligence per se might not yet be completely useful in terms of like turning music into your job in certain aspects, technology is, and technology has just evolved everything and taken everything into overdrive. Like technology is such a important part of music today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So listen, I'm a tech fan. I love tech, but like I don't know if AI. I'm gonna be asking myself some stuff today before I go to sleep.
Yeah. What message that you could give to the younger generation, even though you're still young, that it took you're 26, right?
Yeah.
It took you 26 years to learn this epiphany. Like if you could go back and tell your younger version when you were 13 or 15 years old,
Yeah.
what would you tell that younger version of what you know now? You wish you would have known earlier. It would have helped you.
I guess that patience is key, and that regulating emotions, or learning how to regulate our emotions and how we react to whatever happens to us, is very important. Although I would argue as well, by the way, that whoever's listening to this right now, whatever has happened to you in your past, leave it exactly as it is, because it was necessary to bring you to this point in time right now. I've lived some very weird experiences, if I'm being honest.
Okay, share this one weird experience or awesome experience or traumatizing experience, something that altered your destiny. Like say this happened, and because of that it led to this, to this, to this, and this is why I'm here. What is that one example?
Wow, man, that's a crazy question. Okay, so let me actually think this through. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna give you something that happened a year ago.
All right.
So in Puerto Rico, there's this very big venue, called El Coliseo de Puerto Rico. I would say it's the biggest venue in Puerto Rico. And as an artist, you kind of like want to perform there, and you want to sell it out eventually, because it's a very important, venue, not just in Puerto Rico, but I think in the whole west side of the world.
Yeah.
Especially in Latin America and everything. But what I'm trying to get at is that, so I was in an Uber actually, and I was driving by, or the Uber drove past El Coliseo, and I looked in there and I saw myself in it. You know what I mean? But I saw myself inside performing.
Wow.
And I was like, in my mind, I would say like, oh my, but I literally see myself in there.
Wow.
And would you believe me that I got a call within that week to perform there?
What?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I got a call to perform there as part of a salsa festival.
Oh my God.
And 1 or 2 weeks later, I was there.
Wow. That's
in El Coliseo, and singing. And while I wasn't selling it out yet, I was there. And what I'm trying to get at is that the power of manifestation is very real. It's very real. You have to determine, if I could say anything to younger people or older people, it doesn't matter. You have to determine what you want. That's the first thing. Sometimes it gets handed to you, life gives it to you, and you discover what you want.
Yeah.
Other times you have to figure it out. But as soon as you determine that, everything will unfold upon you. And you just have to go and grind and hit it, So yeah. Sounds very corny, but dreams come true.
What is your biggest fear in life?
Not reaching my total potential. So I wake up every day and I'm like, am I the best version that I can be? And I know what you're probably thinking, like, damn, that sounds like such, I don't know if self-righteous, I should use that in this sentence, but it sounds like so, oh, who's this guy? Well, listen, I'm a guy who's trying to, like, be a better version every day. So I think, like, a world where I can't every day wake up and be a better version of myself, yeah, that's a fear. And also that my parents don't see what I'm gonna do musically, because they've endured a lot, so I want them to see.
What is your biggest regret in life?
Damn, my biggest regret. I don't know that I have a biggest regret, at least not yet. I hope I don't.
What is the representation, if you want people to look at the Puerto Rican culture, and what would be, if you were the spokesperson for Puerto Rico, what people misunderstand about Puerto Ricans?
Yeah.
What would be your message about, like, what would be your pride message about Puerto Rico? Like, us Puerto Ricans, what you need to know about us Puerto Ricans is dot, dot, dot.
Man.
That maybe sometimes other people, like gringos or other people from that are not from here, they have this warped perception. And you want to give a message, be like, we're not like this. We're not like this. This is how Puerto Ricans are.
Man, like, honestly, the Puerto Ricans are very resilient and very passionate. And I know what you're thinking. That sounds like a very general answer, but that's the truth, man. Like, living here for all my life, I've seen my people, like, overcome so many things, dude, and so many challenges. And it's so crazy because something happens and you think it can't get worse, and it gets worse, and you find your Puerto Rican sisters and wives and brothers and your community, and that's really what holds you together. I also want people to know that Puerto Ricans are, we when we believe in something, we do not stop. Estamos activos, like I always say, which means that we are active. We are active. Estamos activos, papi. So, yeah, I would like people to know that Puerto Ricans are much more resilient than a lot of people think. Yeah, like when we get our mind on something, it gets done. Yeah.
Man, that was good. All right, I'm gonna end this because I have some good stuff, man.
Yeah, man.